Awesome people, I am Coach Malebo, a holistic life and wellness coach working with the well-being of the mind, the body, and the spirit. I have also been accredited as a meditation practitioner, certified as a health and nutrition coach, and I have authored 2 amazing books called The Journey and Confessions. And welcome to Malebo TV. Welcome to Malebo TV, a place of transformation and wellness. So in today's show, because this is TV, right? We are talking about depression, and I want you firstly to subscribe. You don't subscribe, man, subscribe. Somewhere there, subscribe and let us grow this community. So today, as I've already mentioned, the topic is about depression, my journey with depression, and I want to be very clear. I have never been diagnosed of depression, and I have never struggled with depression. And you might be asking then, why is it your journey with depression? It's because of the things that I have met along the way, me trying to understand what depression is and what is not. And I had made a video previously talking about what causes depression. I will try to put it on the link at the end of this video. So I previously, when I started as a coach, as a life coach, I had a whole lot of clients who suffered, or let me put it in a better way, struggled with depression. And to me, I have never actually known I had never known anything about depression. I have never seen people who were depressed or who were depressed. I totally did not know the difference between a person who's depressed and a person who's sad. And I also followed the stigma that says people who are depressed are not grateful, or they are living above their means and things like that, which is not true. I'm only finding out now when I try to find out the truth about depression. So if you have been out there and also talking things, saying things like, yeah, people who are depressed are not grateful, and sometimes people will be depressed with a whole lot of things, houses, cars and all that, and will be saying, what makes you depressed? I mean, you have a car, you have a husband, at least you have a kid. It doesn't mean, depression does not mean sadness. That's not it, right? So I then met a whole lot of my clients who were struggling with depression. I even ran away from them. I was like, God, why am I attracting people who are depressed? Am I depressed? What is it that I need to do with these people? Because I was not equipped enough to help these people. So I had to refer them to other people, like therapists, psychologists, and all that. But they came to me knowing that there are psychologists and therapy that they needed to go to, but they didn't want, they just wanted me. I don't know why. And before I knew it, about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, a friend of mine was diagnosed of depression, like a very close friend of mine was diagnosed of depression, and she was at Vista Hospital here in Centurion. Now, when she called me and said, I am diagnosed of depression, now I'm starting to think out loud, now I'm thinking out loud. I was like, what the heck is depression? By that time, depression was on, level whatever. What is the highest level? A whole lot of people were dying. A whole lot of people were talking about it. Celebrities were talking about how they were diagnosed of depression and all that. And I was like, woo, what the heck is depression? And when I went to Vista, what struck me or my attention was that the people who were there admitted at Vista were my age. And again, because I had false information about depression, I kept on asking myself, somebody who's my age, can they be depressed? Because I didn't know much. So if you are here also, you have been saying that you have been also saying that people who are depressed, when you are black, you can't be depressed. That is it's false information. So do not say those type of things, especially again to people who are depressed and you saying that they are not grateful. I mean, that is an ignorant statement and a very insensitive statement to say to somebody who's struggling with depression. So when I found out about my friend and the people who were admitted at Vista, the healer in me came out and wanted to understand what exactly is depression. So I went into a search of finding what depression is, and I found that in most cases depression is an imbalance of spirituality. And I know because medically we say it's an imbalance of it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. And yes, that is the reason, another reason why I studied health and nutrition, because I wanted to find out a natural way of living with depression and how you can reduce the panic attacks and all that. So I found out that it's actually an imbalance in your spiritual place. Remember, we are all spirit beings. So before we could come here on earth, we were a spirit being. And some of us do not even have a relationship with our spirit being. We are having a relationship with our bodies. And because of the imbalance, when you are not aligned with mind, body, and spirit, then you cannot function very well. So yes, I know you have heard medically saying something else, but I am saying to you today that it is an imbalance in the spiritual places. So I then, after many years of searching and doing all of the things that I have been doing, then I came out and I called myself a holistic life and wellness coach, where I still believe in this, that when your spirit and your mind and your body is in alignment, then there is no way that you could be sick. There is no way that you could have a shortage of love, a shortage of whatever. When all of these things are aligned, then you can be able to live the true life that God has ordained you to live. Right? So if you are struggling with depression, I'm going to, at the end of the video, I think I'm running out of time, but let me just do this fast. At the end of the video, I will give you just tips. Some people are paying for this, but I'm going to give you just tips on how to then become the true being that God has created you to be. So another thing with depression is that it is, like I've already mentioned, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain, which mainly is caused by the things we eat. I decided, I think it's almost a year now, that I do not eat anything, consume, that's the good English word, consume anything that has dairy, because I react very badly to dairy and milk. I'm always bloated. The second one, which is now to people who also have depression and anxiety, is caffeine. I just decided, because myself, when I drink coffee, I feel like I'm about to die. My heart is beating so fast and I don't know what to do. So if you are also struggling with depression, please limit your caffeine intake and your dairy intake. Because I have studied this, and I came to actually even Unati, the singer Unati, said it, that we are the only animal that drink other animals' milk. You cannot see a cow drinking a goat's milk. It doesn't make sense, right? So the food that we eat, mostly, especially if you are in the cities, the things that we are consuming are processed. So there is a business, whether it's vegetables, whether it's junk, everything is processed, because what they do when they are doing this business thing, they want to get money so fast. And sometimes they inject whatever in those fruits and vegetables. Sometimes you could even see that, I've never seen a banana this big, right? Because they are injecting things on those things to grow, on vegetables, on fruits, to grow so fast. And we are consuming those things. And while you are consuming those things, it causes an imbalance in your body, because you are the body, like I said, spirit, mind, and body. So now your body, your physical body, reacts to what you are eating, and it causes an imbalance in your brains that causes depression, right? So it is not that people who are depressed are sad. It's because the chemical imbalance in the brains, because whatever we consume also goes to the brain. We will also always say you need to drink more water, you need to exercise, everything else is working together for your good. So I have 3 minutes left. So One thing that I'm going to say to you is that as a person who is struggling, even if you are not struggling with this, but make it your priority that you take care of your health. So just try to limit your dairy intake and also caffeine. And also exercise, you know, it doesn't have to be extreme like Bomalebu, you know, the things that we are doing. It does not have to be, but it can be something as simple as walking, you know, yeah, and then drink more water. And also try to, if you do have a garden, try to plant your food, the food that you consume in your garden, so that it can come from the kitchen, from the garden straight to the kitchen, not like from the shops and then processed and then it comes to you. And then now, when I said a connection of the spiritual person that you are, it's through meditation. Meditate. I do have few meditations here, and I'm going to have a meditation session in November. Please come. I know a whole lot of my clients. One, I have worked with her last month who had just a panic attack. And the other ones that I have been working with, I have been helping them, especially through meditation. So meditate and take care of yourself, exercise, try to eat healthy, and try to limit your caffeine and dairy intake. I love you. I'm going to see you next time. Don't forget to share this video. Goodbye.